All right, so you guys would like to know what type of settings am I using for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 on Asus ROG Li Z1 Extreme, and how to get that 85 frames per second on this Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I'm gonna show you how to do that. And 84 frames per second, it's what I'm doing right now. It's actually 84 to 90, 84 to 90 frames per second. Some people asked me about the stuttering on a previous video. That's due to the other individual internet that was hosting the game. His internet has some latency issues and whatnot, so that's why that was happening for that reason. So what I'm roughly getting here, it's 80 to 90 frames, and 80 to 90 frames, it's pretty darn good for a handheld PC device like this, playing a Modern Warfare 2 Call of Duty. That's pretty darn good, if you ask me. I don't think anyone would disagree with that. You know, you can't compare this to like a high-end laptop or high-end PC desktop, of course, but for a handheld device to be able to get 80 to 90, look at right, 93, from 80 to 90 frames per second, that's pretty darn good. Okay. No one should complain about 80 to 90 frames per second. So after I finish this, I'm going to show you my settings. Okay. I'm going to show you what settings I'm using. Once I finish this match, I'm going to go to the settings. I'm going to show you exactly what my settings are to get this. Okay. Now, if you hear this scrambling thing, that's somebody's microphone. Somebody has a freaking microphone turned on, and they're, you know, too close to the TV or whatever, you know. So it never drops down below 80. It's always 80 to 90, and that's pretty darn good, man. All right, we're almost gonna be done with this. We're taking a lead, we're almost done, and then I'm gonna show you the settings. There we go. Okay, we're almost there. You see, if you keep an eye on the top right corner, I have yet to drop down below 80. It's always 80 to 90, 80 to 90 frames per second. But you do have to select the turbo. You have to be in a turbo operating system mode, of course. And you also have to enable your AMD RSR. Alright, so I'm going to pause the video here, and then I'm going to show you the settings so you guys don't have to wait. Alright, so we won the game. Alright, it's done deal. So I'm going to show you the settings that I'm using to achieve 80 to 90 frames per second. Okay, And this is pretty awesome for Call of Duty. You shouldn't have no issues getting 80 to 90 frames per second. All you have to do is just follow these instructions that I'm going to give you right now. Alright, so hopefully you guys can see the screen. I hope it's not too I hope there's not much exposure. I'm trying to remove the exposure so you guys can see it better. So go to your graphics settings. Okay, what you want to do is you want to select screen refresh rate to 120. I hope you guys can see it like right here. To 120. And then you also want to select dynamic resolution. Turn that on. And you also want to select 120 frame rate target. Okay, and when you finish that, the next thing, and this is the important part, I'm going to show this to you guys right now. Go to your so right here where it says quality, you already, been to display and you selected the dynamic resolution on and 120 hertz on. So the next thing you want to do is go to quality. Make sure that your quality is set to recommended. Okay. And once you do that, once you have the quality set to recommended, you want to go down where it says upscaling and sharpening, AMD FSR. This is the important part. Okay. So what the AMD SFR actually does, it's a cutting edge, super optimized spatial upscaling technology that produces and improves image quality at the fast frame rate. So it's kind of like DLSS 3, like deep learning super sampling that the NVIDIA has, but this is the AMD's version of NVIDIA's DLSS, deep learning super sampling. So you want to select a performance. Select performance. I select balance because I want to get 80 to 90 frames. But you can go for the performance if you want. That's up to you. I'm okay with balanced, but you can choose a performance. That's up to you. This stuff here, I would just leave it alone. Just make sure that you select this right here. But I wouldn't go with the performance. Yes, you're gonna maybe hit 100 and 110 frames, but you're gonna really sacrifice on the quality. I would say balanced is the best option to go, because 80 to 90 frames, as you saw earlier, ain't nothing wrong with that. No one should complain about 80 to 90 frames on Call of Duty. It's still pretty darn good for a handheld device. Okay. But if you want to go all the way 110, 120 frames and sacrifice a little bit on the quality of the picture, then go for it. But I'm telling you, balanced with 80 to 90 frames, it's more than enough. So that's it. That's pretty much the trick. That's all you have to do, and you're pretty much all set. Good to go here. Okay? Just follow these instructions and you'll be all good. And also, of course, goes out without saying, you got to go to Command Center and you got to make sure that you're running on a turbo mode, which is a 30-watt turbo mode. So that's also important as well. If you guys have any more questions about this, just let me know down in a comment. I'll try to do my best to answer it. But 80 to 90 frames, man, come on. You're pretty much all set here. And like I said, some people complain about stuttering that I had on my previous video. That's because of the other person, the other individual who was hosting the game. His internet really sucked. And that's why there was a stuttering, because of his latency. But you just saw earlier here, no issues, no problems, man. Smooth as a butter. Remember, it is a multiplayer game, so the internet also plays a factor, you know, on that as well. But so far, so good. No issues playing Call of Duty on this thing, man. Actually, I did pretty good. Actually, I'm better playing Call of Duty on this thing than I'm on my laptop, for some reason. And this is a very impressive handheld device. Is it better than Steam Deck? Oh, come on, man. Should we even... I'll do a separate video on that. But yes, it blows Steam Deck out of the water into the atmosphere and into the next universe of galaxies, distant galaxies out there. I'll just leave it at that. Just the fact that you can play all your games. I mean, hello, you know. But I'll do a video on that. I'll do a comparison video. I'll do a separate video for that. I'll save it for that. And I'll talk about Steam Deck, and I'll talk about this. Now, Steam Deck, it's a good device, but there's always something better. Okay? But I'll do a separate video on that. All right, guys. Take care.